inside the Alfa then. Key in, ignition on, belts on, safety first. We start, we run. Turn the radio down. And let's recap the Alfa Romeo then. So, the Italian thoroughbred car which I bought, what I thought was quite cheap at the time. So the Saga then, of course, we know that we put a battery on it. Parking sensors work, that's great. We know we put a battery on it and that's cured the obvious problem for battery not charging. Hot day today, let's cool those fans off a little. Let's just wait for all this traffic. And then, of course, there's just the minor issue of the EML and getting that fixed. So, all nice and easy to do, of course. Get an EML fixed on a car. And so, I booked the car into a local garage. And they did say that they weren't too sure if they could do the work. They weren't too sure if they could fix the car, resolve the problem, but bring it in. So, in it went to have EML done, and they phoned me a few hours later to say, right, we've plugged the car into the diagnostic machine, and what it tells us is we need a solenoid. It might need a variator, but we think a solenoid will cure it. So I said, well, fine, let's go ahead, let's do that. And so the solenoid was replaced, and they phoned me a few hours later to say, great news, the solenoid is replaced, the EML light is out. We've run our tests and everything seems fine. We will still caveat though that there might be an issue with the car, but for now everything seems fine. So off I went to this garage and paid their bill, and all was fine. Drove the car home, everything absolutely fine. EML wasn't on, brilliant. It was probably a week later when I thought, let's go for a drive in the Alfa Romeo. I had a bit of time, a spare bit of time, so let's go and take it out for a run. And in I got, turned the engine on, and I think I called it the light of disappointment came on. The EML came back on. It's far from ideal, isn't it? So then it was a case of, right, what do I do next? Because they did say what they were doing might not sort it. The garage that had it, that is, they did say they might not be able to sort it, and that it might need variators doing. So at that point in my mind, I thought, okay, it's going to be the variators that are going to need doing. Is that going to be the solution? Let's hope so. So anyway, I then found via Google a specialist local to me who provide a free health check on a Saturday, which is great. I think they provide a free health check, so you can take your Alfa Romeo to them, and they'll look over the car, let you know what's up with it, and it's really great. It's really thorough. It gives a good peace of mind. So one Saturday morning, I took the Alfa and went to their garage, dropped it off, and they phoned, I think it was a couple of hours later, to say, yep, we've had a look over the car, come in and have a look please, come and see what we found. So back I went, and they said, right, so with the EML, we think it's going to be the variators. So okay, I said the variators, that makes sense. That's what I've been told it could be by this other garage. And by the way, no issue with the other garage at all. They were open and honest from the off, and explaining that they might not fix it. So yes, we're now back at the garage that's diagnosed the car, said it needs the variators, and we arranged a day and a time to book the car in. And I think it was probably 2-3 weeks later I took the car back to them. And in it went again on a Saturday, dropped it off on a Saturday, was there Friday afternoon. Anyway, late Friday on a Saturday, dropped the car into them, and they said, yeah, probably be ready Monday, Tuesday. So I said, that'd be brilliant, thank you very much. And in it went, and I think it was Tuesday I got the phone call from them in the morning to say, so we've done the variators, and the EML's still on. Which stopped me a little bit in my tracks, and I said to them, so do we think it could be? And they said, we don't know. We need to investigate it a bit further, which makes sense. Until you investigate it, you're not going to know. So they've done the variators, that didn't fix it. We then went on and we did the timing belt, albeit that last couple of minutes might be the other way around. We might have done the timing belt first and then done the variators. Long and the short of it is, timing belt done, variators done, we're still not fixed. So then it is a case of, they suggested taking the engine apart. And so what they did was they, if I remember this correctly, took the top of the engine off and had a look inside the engine, and all wasn't quite as it might seem. And in taking the top of the engine off, everything wasn't seated quite as correctly as it should be, because we also still had a little oil leak. So yes, top of the engine off, taking bits of it out, taking it apart, not seated correctly, and also noticed a couple of, and I might have the terminology wrong, but a couple of screws inside the engine weren't placed quite as they should be, to the point where one of them, because it wasn't placed quite as it should be, couldn't go in where it should, in the way in which it should. So quite simply, whoever had done that had cut the top of this screw off. So we've got things not seated correctly, we've got screws that aren't in fully and have been cut off. And the long and the short of it is that a few days were spent on the engine with the Alfa, where it was pretty much taken apart, stripped and rebuilt. The good news is, after 2 weeks, I know I said it took a few days, but it had to be done in amongst other jobs, but after 2 weeks I was able to go and get the Alfa Romeo, which we have here, which we are currently out and driving in, and it is lovely to be back in it. It's lovely to not have the engine management light on as well. Okay, so that's all positive and we're all good. What I'll do in a moment is I'll just find somewhere to pull over and I'll just run through just the detail on the bill, just to give you an idea really of what we did have to do to it. So let's just get on over here. This will do. Let's just park here for a moment. So here we have the handbook, the book pack, with of course the service records. Now, which bill's mine? This is my bill. But what we've also got here is two, I won't show them because I don't want to name names, but there are two other bills, one here and one here, from 2020 and 2020 and 2018, that both are to investigate the EML, one of which had the timing belt replaced at that point in time. But there we are. So it's had form for a little while. But here is the bill for it. So it says on here, just to run through it, cam box leaking, strip and replace timing belts, pay attention to timing, check play and variators, remove reseal cam box, sump, replace big end bearings, gosh, clean and reassemble all related engine components, replace a lot of parts. And what have we had done? So timing belt kit and water pump, we've had done vacuum pump, timing tool cover gasket, cam shaft variator exhaust, cam shaft variator inlet, cam shaft solenoid inlet and exhaust, TBI big end bearings, ouch, some oil, sump washer. What else we got? Oil pump seal modification, crank pulley and fuel pump plunger roller. Crank pulley because the wood rough was snapped. The TBI rocker cover gasket, the TBI spark plugs, camshaft cam seal, coolant bottle expansion tank, exhaust gasket, and the turbo oil return pipe. So all of that work done for not a small amount of money. But there it is. The cheap Alfa Romeo isn't really cheap anymore, but it is working. We'll continue with it. I'm off today to take it for an MOT, so we'll see how it fares on there and report back on it, guys. But thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for sticking with the story of the Italian thoroughbred, and we'll see you soon. If you like the video, please give it a like, a thumbs up, please subscribe. Thank you for watching. We'll see you again. Cheerio.